Welcome to episode 25 of the Uncircumcised Podcast. I'm here today only with Jacob. Somebody hasn't been here before. Everybody else is not available today due to scheduling conflicts.
They're lame. They're not like me.
How are you doing, Jacob?
Oh, I'm doing alright. Here.
Alright, well, tell me a little bit about yourself. Obviously, I know you for a long time, but who are you?
I don't know. Who is me? Who is I? Who is they? You never know. I'm mysterious.
Alright, okay. We're going to be talking about a couple of upcoming movies, maybe a few other things. So, Jacob, do you like watching movies, gaming?
Oh, I love watching. I love gaming mostly, but movies, me and the wife like to sit down and watch some movies because, I game too much, so she starts yapping and say, well, let's have a date night, let's do this. I'm like, okay. So sometimes I just have to sit down and shut my mouth.
So what kind of movies do you prefer to watch?
Just anything. I'm more of a horror guy, but it just seems like lately these horror movies have been really down in the dumps for me.
Well, I can go ahead and use that right off to the first movie that we're actually going to talk about. It's Evil Dead Rise.
I'm actually pretty excited for that because, like, growing up, I was an Evil Dead freaking fan when it comes to, like, the video games. And
have you played the newest game?
Yeah, I have. I mean, it's really good when it first came out, but now you cannot find a server whatsoever.
Even with it okay, did you buy it when it came out? Or
yeah.
Did you, okay, so now you probably find a server because...
Maybe, because, like,
it went on PlayStation Plus for free, so...
Yeah, there for a while, like I played it for, like, a whole 2 weeks straight. Then the third week, because I dropped it, and then, say, like, the fourth or fifth week I was going to play it again, I could not find a server to save my life, dude.
That sucks. Now, with the upcoming movie, the trailer looks good. I would say it does look good.
It looks good, but trailers can be very deceiving.
That's not my issue, actually. My problem with the trailer that I've seen is that it doesn't look like Evil Dead to me.
I was thinking the same thing because, like, even on the remake, they had the cabin.
Correct. Every movie, every single, well, besides
Army of Darkness,
had the cabin. As a matter of fact, that movie did too at the beginning and at the end. Yeah,
because it was the ending of number 2.
Even the show had it in it.
Mm-hmm.
This trailer does not show the cabin in it, but doesn't mean that it's not going to have it in the movie. I will say that
it kind of scares me because, like, every movie comes out with, here's the cabin, here's what happens.
Exactly.
But it looks more horror than, horror comedy, how they originally did it. But the remake was actually really good, surprisingly. Like, everybody thought it was going to just do awful, but it didn't.
The remake, yeah, I actually enjoyed it overall. It wasn't Evil Dead either to me. Like, it didn't feel like any of the original ones, you know what I mean?
I could see because Bruce Campbell played such a good role. Like,
yeah.
Like, they just thought, we're going to put this out. It's not going to do very good. And it actually did phenomenal.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see Evil Dead Rise. The thing is that I do not expect an Evil Dead movie.
I do to an extent just because at first I was like, because it didn't show the book, and then like in the middle of the
doesn't show the book,
and then in the middle of the trailer it showed the book, but I want to know how did they get the book?
Well, looking at the trailer when they sit at the freaking lake,
I mean, they did have a little bitty cabin in there, but it wasn't.
No, that wasn't.
It was like a condo.
Yeah, that thing was huge.
Yeah.
Besides the fact that they were sitting at a freaking lake, at a lake or something like that. Is it a name of lake house or something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
So we went from the cabin in the woods essentially to a freaking lake house.
You gotta modernize it, man. Whatever you want to call it. Modernize? Is that how you pronounce it?
Let's go with that.
It's 2023, baby.
At least you know the year. So it's coming out here this month, I believe.
Yeah, it said April, so I don't know what exact date, but it did say April.
Yeah. I imagine it's probably going to be theater first and then streaming later. I don't think it's going to come straight to streaming.
But I would... That would be an interesting topic to talk about. Just because, you know, you got a whole lot of options to be like, I don't know how well it's going to do. Because just the fact that there's a lot of elements that are kind of off. It's an Evil Dead movie. I mean,
well, like I said, it has the title of Evil Dead. It has characters that look like they're from the Evil Dead universe. It's called the Evil Dead universe, essentially. But it does not seem like an Evil Dead movie. It looks like... It's kind of like, okay, take, for example, you know Resident Evil 4, the game, right?
Right.
So Resident Evil 4... did not start out as a Resident Evil 4 that we know nowadays. It started out as, you know, Devil May Cry, right? Mm-hmm. You remember the first one?
Right.
That was the original Resident Evil 4. And they were like, well, fuck, this game does not look like anything like Resident Evil. What are we going to do? Okay, let's just change them a little bit and do a couple things. And now we have a whole new game, and it's Devil May Cry. That's what actually happened on there. So I feel like this is right here. They're like, let's make an awesome horror movie. And then they were like, you know what? Let's slap Evil Dead on that.
They just like put the name on there. It's like, yeah, let's just call it an Evil Dead movie. Hell yeah.
Yeah. I mean, essentially, that's what it kind of looked like. But it could be good. The trailer looks great.
My thing was when they were playing the tape, like usually in like the originals and even in the remake and the movies, they had a cassette tape. Yeah, this was on a turntable.
Oh, was it on a turntable?
It was on a turntable.
That reminded me of Jumanji when the game went from like a board game into a freaking video game. Do you remember that?
I did not see the new one.
Have you not?
I have not. Like, I don't know what it is. I like Kevin Hart. I like The Rock. They're too much for me, if that makes sense. They're just too much. Like, they're in almost every damn movie I see.
Yeah, well, it wasn't bad, honestly, but I will say that the original one...
But I know what you're talking about, like, trailers I've seen where, you know, he gets, like, punched or something, and then, like, comes back to life. But it, like, essentially turns into, like, an actual game.
No, so the premise of Jumanji, basically the new version of Jumanji. But you know that they actually made two new ones, right? Now, on the premise of this is basically that they find a board game it was like a beach or something like that. Pick it up and put it up. Well, the game has to go over time, so it changes itself into a video game cartridge. So they find the video game cartridge, then in like the attic or basement or wherever the hell that was, I can't remember, it's been too long. But then, so obviously they are like, oh, it's a video game, let's try it out.
So is it like a sequel, prequel kind of thing?
It's a sequel. It's a sequel. It's not a prequel. I mean, if it was a prequel, it wouldn't change to a video game cartridge. I mean, it went from a board game to a video game cartridge. So they just did
their own little spin on it.
Well, no, it's supposed to be a follow-up, like a continuation, basically.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Because I ain't never, after the Robin Williams one, I really watched the other ones, like I said.
Yeah, it's definitely not bad. Like I said, I enjoyed the movie. Overall, the second one, I can't remember much of the second one. I did watch it too, but I don't remember much of it. The original one is still the best, hands down.
I'll agree with you on that one.
Well, you haven't watched the other one, you can't agree with that.
I can't agree with that, because why?
If you haven't watched the other ones, how would you agree with that?
Because I don't have to watch the other ones to agree.
Oh, shit. Alright, so that was Evil Dead that turned into Jumanji for some reason. But, so besides Evil Dead, now there's also getting ready, what was it, in June, a new Indiana Jones. That movie, so here's one thing after watching the trailer. I will say that it doesn't, I don't know, it just doesn't feel right anymore.
It's like Evil Dead. They just slapped a name on there.
No, I don't think that.
I feel like that because the last one I saw was the last one that they put out. Was it the Skull or something like that?
Well, wasn't the last one with the son?
Yeah, I can't remember.
I could have sworn the last one was his son, and as a matter of fact, this one the trailer had no mention of his son, so I guess the actor didn't want to sign for it, and they were
he did have a little kid on him, like next to him,
but
on the bus scene, so I don't know if he's going to be like a part of it or not.
I just don't see it actually having the son in there, and I think that was just a cash grab on this one, because I'm guessing Harrison Ford is short on cash right now. That's the only thing that I can imagine.
That's why they killed him off on Star Wars. Now he don't have that.
Yeah, he doesn't have the Star Wars money anymore, so he had to do something else again. He's
like, oh fuck it, might as well do Indiana Jones again.
Yeah, that's what it looked like to me. The movie, I'd probably watch it, but it doesn't look like. Honestly, I would say watching the Uncharted.
I didn't see the whip.
Did you say you didn't, or you did?
I didn't.
Well, I mean, it doesn't really matter. He's probably too old to freaking lift the whip now.
Wow.
We'll be all CGI then. But that was my soundbar over there. I gotta turn off, actually. That was trying to connect to the Bluetooth.
You're talking about me doing bad stuff.
Bad stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, you always do bad stuff.
Got this ASMR freaking mic it picks up anywhere.
Nah, I wouldn't say that, but yeah. So on the regarding the movie, it looks like a decent movie to watch. It doesn't look like
nothing that you had to be like, oh, I gotta see that right now.
Yeah,
like, kind of thing.
That's definitely one. If it comes out of a movie theater, it's not one where I'm going to run to the movie theater and be like, I'm going to go watch that.
It's like me and my wife, we went and saw John Wick in theaters because who wouldn't? It's John Wick, you know what I mean? Yeah. So like that was probably the best movie I've seen this whole year.
Well, we only, 1/3 into the year, so you still have time for more movies than that one.
That's true, but I
haven't watched that one yet. I'm excited to watch it, but so here's one thing. A lot of times I will say that watching movies nowadays, I prefer to watch them at home. In my living room, I have a good setup.
I'm the same way, but my wife, she's one of those that's like, well, I have to go out of town. I like to do this and do that. I'm more of a homebody kind of guy.
Well, it's not about being a homebody. I like getting out and all that stuff. But the thing is that going to the movies is way too fucking expensive nowadays. Like, the amount of money that it cost me for tickets for my family versus buying the movie after the fact is way cheaper, and I can keep the movie and watch it as many times as I want to, versus going to the movies and watching it one time and possibly have a crappy experience because some asshole behind me, is making stupid sounds, or because somebody gets on the phone, or somebody, just keeps laughing at the stupid scenarios.
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff that I don't like going to the movies. And besides the fact that you go in there, let's say you go a matinee, which that would be the best time to actually go see a movie because it's cheaper, hands down. Right. The thing is that popcorn and freaking drinks and all that shit, if you buy that there, it's more expensive than the freaking movie itself.
It is, because my wife, she bought the movies because they like almost completely sold out, so she got us a seat because we watched almost every single one of them in theaters. So she's like, well, since we did that, we might as well see this one too in theaters. It's like, okay, whatever. So she bought the tickets. The tickets were like almost $30 freaking. And then she's
like, 2 people.
For 2 people.
Yeah.
And then she's like, I want to go all out. I want Coke and popcorn and candy and all this. I spent $27.67. How I remember this, I don't know.
So you spent $60 going to the movies?
Yes.
So you could have bought that movie 3 times and could have watched it over and over and over and over and over.
You could probably buy it 3 or 4 times, and then
3 times. If you spend $60, you count $20 a pop on that one. So
well, it depends on what version you get because you got Blu-ray.
Well, you don't buy. Well, most of the time you buy 4K now, unless you just don't have anything that plays 4K.
I'm poor. I like Blu-ray.
you have a PS5 that can play 4K Blu-rays. The 4K Blu-rays come with a Blu-ray version of it. If you spend, let's say, your difference of $5 or something like that, you might as well get the other one because nobody has a free. Well, I'll take that back. A lot of people still have DVD players, but having a lot of times when you buy a movie nowadays, you get the 4K copy, a Blu-ray copy, and a digital copy.
Yeah.
You get all three of those with that movie. So if
so 4K comes out with all of those?
Yeah.
No shit.
But most of them, if you walk into Walmart or any of those and you buy it, it usually comes with all three of those right there.
Huh.
Now, not all the time. Don't get me wrong.
Because I know Blu-rays, they come with the Blu-ray and then the original standard disc.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the DVD, yeah.
Yeah.
And digital copy a lot of times too.
Yeah.
But if you buy the Blu-ray, then, the 4K Blu-ray, then you get the 4K Blu-ray, the Blu-ray, and the digital. So you're basically just cutting out the DVD and adding the regular Blu-ray to it.
But does anybody really buy DVDs anymore?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So you might as well get the other copy, have it's more of a future upgrade. Let's say that you don't have actual, like, a TV that does 4K. Do you have a TV that does 4K?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, so you have a TV that does 4K, you have a PlayStation 5 that does 4K, so why in the fuck would you not buy the 4K version?
I don't know. Like, my thing is like, the money-wise, I'd be like, oh, that's too damn much.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Do you buy digital movies?
No.
Okay. The only reason I'm asking is because a lot of times people will be like, oh, I'm going to buy the digital version.
I mean, I thought about it, but you really look at it, because I go on Google, I just think they overprice.
Yeah. So what I was getting ready to say is that, so let's say you buy, let's say John Wick 4 comes out on 4K Blu-ray and it costs $25 at Walmart or something like that to buy it. Now, if you then want to buy if you just buy the digital copy on, let's say, like Google or Amazon or any of that stuff, usually you pay about $20 a pop, right?
Right.
So you're paying basically $5 more to have the physical copy of that is technically a higher quality because anything that you stream will be more compressed.
Right.
A thing on that too is that you essentially have, if you just wanted the digital copy, just go buy it for the $25 and then sell the disc copy for $20 and you just paid $5 for the damn thing.
And then you just made yourself a profit.
Well, you didn't make profit, but
you can sell that code, but hey, I got this code.
Well, no, what I was saying is that if you just want the digital copy, you go buy that for $25 and then use the digital copy and then sell the disc version for $20 to somebody that wanted it for $5 less. And it's a win-win for both
everybody.
Exactly.
But people like me ain't very smart and think ahead like that kind of stuff.
It's just what it is. A buddy of mine, he would sometimes get movies, and he doesn't actually want the digital copy, so he actually sends me the code for the digital copy. What I love that, because I stream a lot of shit, Don't get me wrong, I really like physical copies, and I used to like physical copies a whole lot more than I do now. But the only thing is that my collection is too large when it comes down to it, and I don't actually like having to change it all the damn time. Like, it's kind of like...
Well, I just seen your library. It's pretty massive.
But, yeah, it's just... I don't know, like, when you buy that, I definitely recommend to you, go buy yourself the 4K version of it. You have the setup for it, you might as well do it. Here's the thing, regular Blu-rays, you're not gonna get freaking HDR and all that stuff either.
True.
With those, you actually have HDR, and if you have a 4K TV, there's a good chance that you have HDR. Your PlayStation does freaking HDR. There you go. It's the setup that you need.
True.
So definitely do that.
I'm gonna have to think about that. Because like me, like I said, like, yeah, it's cool having a disc and whatnot. But I don't like collecting movies. If that makes sense.
But you do like collecting games.
I do.
So you movies, like, we have so many DVDs where I was like, okay, we need to do something about the DVDs. So we cut down on our DVDs. I kept all our Blu-rays and 4K Blu-rays. On games, as a matter of fact, I don't have as many games physical as I do movies. If you look over there right now in the corner.
Yeah, that's all you have.
Yeah, that's not all of it. That's just my old stuff like the PS2, PS3, GameCube.
Yeah, but like,
stuff like that.
Like your movie collection, that's my original Xbox collection. I got like almost 300 total.
No, I got you beat still on that one.
Really?
I have more movies than
that. Do you really?
Not only the wall behind me has, like, if you look back here, there's movies over here, right?
Right.
And then upstairs there's movies. And then I have crates full of movies and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Maybe you got me beat.
I have a lot of movies.
You're a movie
and then
guy.
I have a lot of digital shit, too. So, yeah.
Does digital really count, though?
Well, I mean, no, the physical collection, no. Having the movie, technically, yes and no, because, so here's the bullshit part about digital collections, is that if you buy a movie digital, you have the right to stream the movie. But technically, they can take that away anytime they want to.
That's my thing, because, like, not saying it will or will ever say their thing goes down, or, you know.
That thing goes down.
Like their server.
Yeah, my bad. At the moment, it's like,
yeah,
I can't stream the movie because Google goes down.
Or say you lose power or something like that. You know what I mean?
I'm going to have to disappoint you, but if you lose power, you're not going to be able to watch your physical version either.
Yeah, you will. You got those freaking portable DVD players you can take on like camping.
When you have...
stuff.
okay, hold on a second. When you have,
or a computer.
How many... Oh, no. Hold on a second. So, if you buy the 4K version, for example, right? First off, your PlayStation 5 is not very portable. I'm sorry to say, but it's not.
That's why you got the freaking PS2 little freaking TV thing. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like
okay.
GameCube.
So when the power goes out, I have to play games from 3 generations ago. No. I want to play my new games. I don't want to play my old games.
I'd rather play old games, man. Like decent games nowadays are just boring.
You said decent games are just boring?
I said newer games.
Oh, okay.
I say these games nowadays are boring.
I wouldn't say that. I completely disagree with that. Now, I will tell you that old games are harder than newer games.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a pretty good skill to beat an older video game because, you know, cheats and whatnot. Well, I mean, you have cheats, but not like we have today, you know what I mean?
Well, no, the problem is that if you look at it, older games, like, if you look at how many people actually beat Mario versus beating Mario Galaxy, for example, or Mario, whatever.
Sunshine and all that.
Well, Sunshine is my favorite, by the way. But if you look at the original Mario games, they are a whole lot harder for people to beat than any of the new ones.
I agree with that.
It's just like...
I think they just dumb everything down. Like, they just make everything not a challenge.
Well, it's more accessible.
But I think it's more or less of, hey, you beat this game really fast, come buy this game.
Yeah, well, no, it's not that. Like, I personally, like, one of my biggest problems is that I will buy a game, I will play it for a while, and then I see a new one and go, oh, shiny, I want to play that one.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
And I go buy it and I play that one for a while. I never finish it.
I don't think they give you enough growth period to actually enjoy the game.
But that's not an issue with actual, like, people, as in, like the games. That isn't a problem on a personal level when it comes down to it, because it's all with self-restraint. You know, like, I bought a game, I need to play this and I need to finish it. That most people don't do that. And I don't do that. A lot of people just... I
mean, I kind of do that because I'm like, oh, I want to see how it plays. And then I play it and I was like, oh, this kind of...
Yeah,
sucks.
And that's the reason why, like, demos used to be phenomenal. Okay?
But they really stopped doing demos.
What's funny, because if you think about it, now with everything being digital, you would think that demos would be on everything. Like, every damn game would have a demo, but they don't.
Like, the only demo that I saw in a while was Resident Evil 4, the remake.
Well, there's more games.
Which I do have it.
Yeah. There's more games that will push, like, demos and stuff like that, but essentially, if you have a PlayStation Plus premium.
I think it's no.
There's essential,
premium.
extra, and premium.
Yeah.
I think it's a premium that has game trials actually, so you can play them for like an hour. Not all games either. It doesn't do it for all games.
It's
selected games essentially.
It's selective games, and I think there's a couple older games on there too.
Yeah, they have classic titles on that. Yeah. I have the service. It's not bad. Like a lot of people will diss premium, where I'm like, okay, look. So if you calculate, you pay $20 more versus like.
Because I pay the 3 months every 3 months, whatever.
You totally need to pay for a year.
Really?
Just pay for a year and be done with it, because you're paying way more for the 3 months doing it that way than if you would just go ahead and pay for a year. You're going to save yourself some money.
I'm going to have to think about that.
But the thing is that, like, Premium has, like, PlayStation Classics on there, where even some of, like, Siphon Filter and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And it even has trophy support for some of the games.
Yeah, I saw that too.
So if you collect, if you like to, like, digitally hunt trophies, you can totally do that on there.
Because there's a lot of trophy hunters out there.
Oh yeah, I love trophies. I'm always like, oh, how easy it is to get the trophy, and then I look at it, I'm like, ah, fuck, I'm never gonna get that.
Because it's like Ubisoft games, bro. Like, they just make a huge map, and they're like, alright, do this, do this, do that, do this, and you're like, but, like, one of the trophies, like, hey, explore the whole map, but the map would be so fucking huge, and you get so bored of it.
Well, the problem a lot of times is that some of the trophies are just insane. Like, for me, one of the biggest ones that I have a problem with is play this game, finish the game, play the game again, and finish the game in a hard difficulty. I'm like, I just want to play the game once.
I'm the same way. Like, the new plus, that stuff that they add in there.
Yeah.
It's like,
I don't
understand, like, maybe a year or two, it goes by. Maybe I want to pick this up. Cool, you got a new game plus, you got all your save shit. I understand that, but why as soon as you finish it, go directly?
Don't make it a trophy for the game. That's all I have to say. Like,
yeah.
Do not make new game plus a trophy, so you have to get the platinum trophy. That's stupid. It's just me. Same way with, like, I think that trophies encourage people to finish a game. So if you actually have your game in a way where you, let's say, don't bind it to a freaking difficulty setting. Don't make it where you have to beat it ultra fucking hard. There's another thing too. Like, some of the games require you don't need to beat it on.
You got easy, medium, hard. Like, I just want to play it one fucking time.
Yeah, just make it so that you have, like, some collectible stuff. That's fine.
But me, like, what really hooks me on is I don't really care about trophies. Yeah, cool. You get them. Like, you can show off. Hey, look at me. Whatever. But what really gets me is a good story.
Yeah, of course. Like, if you have a good story, my problem is that when you have a good story, and I start playing the game, and then, like, I get distracted or I get busy and I don't have time to play the game, and then I forget what the fuck happened.
I hate that too.
And then I don't go back because I'm like, fuck, what happened before?
What am I supposed to do now? So, who is this person?
That's why I like some games where you have, like, a recap option or anything like that, where it's like, oh, this is what happened previously.
Because, like...
On the last episode.
Because I was pretty bad about that when I played The Witcher.
I haven't touched The Witcher in such a long time, and I never finished it because I don't know what the fuck happened last time. I just don't know.
Because, like, I completed it, don't get me wrong, but, like, it took me 2 years just because, it was one of those games that you had to be in the mood for. Because you'll be like, there's so much talking in it.
Oh, yeah.
And it gets boring after a while.
Now, I know you also like the show, right? For The Witcher?
I don't.
Oh, you don't?
I don't.
I thought you watched the first season.
I watched the first season, yes.
I enjoyed the first season. I didn't watch any more of that.
I enjoyed it, but after that, I think it just fell off. Especially with, what's his name, Henry?
Yeah.
He's actually not going to be the Witcher no more.
Yeah, I read about that too. And then he got dropped as Superman, so now he's like, fuck, all my money is gone.
So he ain't making another Superman no more?
No, he's not.
Because I heard that he dropped it just to go make another Superman.
Well, yeah, exactly. And then DC, which is it James Gunn now? Whoever is the head of DC now on that one, dropped him. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure that he's now looking for new movies. But
I'm sure he'll get them.
Oh yeah,
they might bring him back just because The Witcher has a huge fan base.
Yeah, well, you know what? There's a chance, especially since he was dropped from Superman, that he goes, I do it again.
Yeah, because I will say this, even though I didn't, really get into it, he played a really good Geralt.
Oh, I agree. Like, the first season that I watched was great. I just didn't... I don't know why I didn't continue it.
I was sitting there yelling at the TV, like in the first beginning of it, where he's killing that freaking monster or whatever. I'm like, hey, use this sign. Hurry up. Use this sign. Show me your powers, man.
So, now let's go ahead and move on to another movie, actually. A trailer that we also watched too.
Blue Beetle.
Blue Beetle, exactly. So, you never heard of Blue Beetle before, right?
I ain't never heard of him until you showed me. I was like, who the hell is Blue Beetle?
So Blue Beetle has been around for quite some time. But
I did see at the end of the trailer where it showed like some of the comics.
Yeah.
Was he in the Justice League or something like that?
Honestly, I couldn't tell you anymore. I don't think he was in the Justice League. I think I seen him in Teen Titans or something like that.
Yeah.
If I remember right, yeah.
That's crazy, because
not Teen Titans Go. I'm talking about Teen Titans. Now, what back then, I actually enjoyed Teen Titans for what it was.
The original Teen Titans.
Yes.
Not this pussy shit that they got now, Teen Titans Go.
Yeah, no,
that shit sucks.
That one. But the thing is that Blue Beetle, the movie may not be bad, but it's such a weird choice.
You got all these characters. You got all these, good backstories. Why his backstory?
I guess they were like, well, who have we not done yet? And then they were like,
Blue Beetle! But we're in sync, man.
But it's so weird to pick that one to make a movie out of it.
But it is pretty cool that George Lopez is in it.
Yeah, I thought so too. I love George Lopez. I love the show George Lopez. It was great.
The only time I watched is when it was a school night and I wake up dead freaking sweating, tired, look up and he's fucking looking at you. And fucking Lowrider's playing. You're like, holy shit, it's late.
But no, so the thing is with Blue Beetle, I have to say, where the fuck is Batman Beyond? That's my only problem with this. Okay?
Did you see the new Batman?
Well, no, not a new Batman. There's a new Batman movie, The Flash.
I'm talking about
The Flash. You talking about The Flash?
No, you just said the Batman Beyond.
There's no Batman Beyond movie.
I know. I'm just saying. Did you see the new Batman?
There's no new Batman. Oh, you talking about the one with freaking Twilight?
Robert Patterson.
Yeah, that dude.
Yeah,
Sparkling Vampire. What? the thing is that that's all great and all. That last one was a little too long for what it was. I love Batman. Batman is my favorite superhero. But he's not even a superhero. He's just super rich.
He's just a fucking man in a suit.
That's right, and that's the reason why he's so appealing. Instead of like the Man of Steel that has no fucking vulnerability, but for some reason, Joe Blow freaking beats him up for half an hour, and then he
let's be teammates, man.
But no. So Batman Beyond. Here's the thing. So DC has a complete chance to make something amazing if they take Michael Keaton as Bruce Wayne, and then throw in whoever the fuck they want to for I don't remember his damn name now. The guy that was the new Batman, basically, in Batman Beyond.
Oh,
I want to say it's like Terry or something like that. But either way,
I don't know.
So if they with the CGI, with all the special effects that they can do nowadays, it would be amazing.
I could see that. Michael Keaton was a really good Batman.
Yes, you've seen where he's going to be in the Flash, right?
He's going to be the Flash?
No, he's going to be in the Flash.
I thought you said...
As Batman.
Oh, as Batman.
Yes, as one of the Batmans.
One of the Batmans?
Yes, that's one of the Batmans.
So there's going to be multiple Batmans?
Yes, I think... Well, it's like... He travels in time and it just fucks everything up, I think, and... I don't know, something, but Michael Keaton is in it, and I don't remember who...
all you're going to be here is, I'm Batman. No, I'm Batman. No, I'm Batman.
But no, it's they totally could do this, but instead they're doing the
They're
Blue
going to
Beetle.
mess it up.
No, what I was saying is that they're doing the Blue Beetle. It may not be a bad movie. It could be fun.
We'll see.
It reminds me of there was. It
reminds me of Spider-Man, kind of, in a way.
Well, it's another insect.
Yeah.
That's what it is. You know, it's
because,
like another bug.
It reminds me of the Tony Stark Spider-Man suit.
Yeah, I can see that.
That
But there was another movie, I can't think of the damn name now, where there was an alien suit that came to Earth. No, an alien suit. Spawn? Yeah, Spawn is not an alien.
Yeah, he is.
Spawn is from hell.
Technically an alien.
No, he's from hell.
I mean, hell, aliens, same thing.
Well, technically, I'm an alien too. You're laughing, but it's true.
My bad.
I have an alien number.
Your number.
Well, no, as a foreigner in this country that holds the green card, I have an alien number.
So is that what y'all call it?
That's what the government calls it, not me.
I'm just a regular number.
Well, essentially, yeah. But but no. So with that one, I'm definitely. I'm gonna watch it. I would imagine it goes straight to streaming, but it may not.
I'm not a superhero fan. I might watch it. I might not. It don't strike my interest. Just because I don't know who the hell Blue Beetle is.
It could be your new favorite superhero. You never know.
Oh my god. You ever heard of Blue Beetle?
That's right.
You haven't? Me fucking neither.
Well, I have before. So, like, I knew about Blue Beetle. I didn't know too much about Blue Beetle. I still don't know too much about Blue Beetle. I've seen him in some of the episodes and
hey,
stuff.
maybe it'd be a new freaking MCU kind of thing.
Well, I mean, DC is trying that. That's what they're trying to do, essentially.
Oh, that's what they're trying to do?
Yeah, they're completely rebooting all the shit. I'm pretty sure that they dropped Wonder Woman even.
Did they?
I think so. I think they pretty much dropped everything besides the Flash movie.
I think DC characters are just too overpowered.
See, I would completely disagree and say that the only one that's truly overpowered is Superman.
No. Yeah. I'm more of a Marvel guy.
Well, see, I'm a DC guy. I mean, you can see that on my wall, for example, right there.
I'm
more
of a Marvel guy because, like, I think their stories are a little bit better. Well put.
Well, see, I will say that, like, Marvel Marvel makes great movies, okay?
To an extent.
But only because of Disney money.
I can see that, yeah.
The reason why Marvel makes great movies, makes good movies, I wouldn't even say great on some of them, because they kind of start to shove just stuff down your throat.
Well, see, I mean, I can see that too, which I don't. The only really DC movie that I really loved was The Joker. I
didn't even watch that one.
You didn't watch it?
No, I did not watch it.
You need to watch it.
And I heard it's actually not that good.
I loved it.
Did you?
I loved it.
So, like, that one didn't look appealing to me because that one seemed like one of those movies where it's like they slapped the Joker name on it, but it wasn't the Joker.
It was the Joker. It was his origin story.
Well,
like how he came to be.
No, hold on a second. So the Red Hood wasn't there?
Not like that. Not like that. Okay, I know. Yeah. He was Red Hood at one point. Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, I'm talking about his own identity, Arthur Fleck, whatever, I think that's his name. Like, his own story, not none of that Batman shit. Batman was a child at the time.
Well, that would mean that the Joker is the grandpa by the time that he becomes the villain.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah, so he walks around with a cane or a walker and tries to beat up Batman, huh? Is that what he's saying?
Sure.
But see, that's the problem that I'm having with this Joker movie right there.
I don't know.
The story of the Joker was completely crippled to me when they made this because it wasn't the Joker. It wasn't the Joker as in, like, the DC Joker.
No, it was their own little spinoff.
Correct. So it wasn't the Joker.
Yes and no.
If you just call him the Joker, yeah.
It has a name. It has a name, man. It says Joker on there.
Well, I mean, like I said, it didn't seem like the right thing to me. Especially
I don't know. I think you need to watch it.
Eventually, I probably will.
I have it on Blu-ray.
I have it in 4K Blu-ray, but I haven't watched it.
Oh, my bad. Here we go again. Why buy Blu-ray when you can have 4K and Blu-ray?
But, yeah, I have the movie. I just haven't watched it.
Watch it.
I need to.
Watch it.
Eventually, I will.
I'm going to call you every day and tell you to watch it.
Yeah, let's not do that now.
Hey, watch it. Hey, watch it.
But, I'm trying to think, so, have you, like, now since we went through some of the movies that we were going to talk about, any games or anything like that you've been playing? Like, new games. I'm not talking about old games. I'm not talking about the Xbox games.
I've been playing the Resident Evil 4 remake.
How are you liking it?
It's terrible.
Really? You're the first person that I
terrible.
heard that actually says this.
Like, I wouldn't say, like, terrible as in, you know, like, graphics wise and all this. It's pretty well built. It's different. Don't get me wrong, but the combat in it is just terrible. Because you know how on the original one you can say they hit you or something, and you can just like fucking kick them, or like if they get close to you, you can kick them on the original one.
Okay.
This one you can't. You can't even dodge. There's no dodge mechanics.
Are you sure about that?
I'm sure. I'm positive. If there is, I haven't fucking figured it out.
I think you may just haven't figured it out.
I haven't figured it out because there's no fucking dodge mechanic, okay? Like the only way you can evade somebody when the fucking button pops up that says evade, hurry up. You got fucking 3 seconds just to evade.
So, essentially, like, I heard only good things about that game. I haven't heard anybody say a bad thing about that game.
I mean, it's cool.
So,
I'd rather play it on VR.
So, well, they're going to have a VR version supposedly for this coming out for the PSVR too. So,
because I have it on the VR on Quest.
Yeah, no, well, that's a different version of it. That's the original version.
It's original,
but actually modified, by the way.
I was going to say it's a little dubbed down because some of the puzzles they had to figure out.
Not only that, but they actually changed some of the stuff too. So the problem that I see nowadays is that we do not keep original content anymore original. We keep changing stuff to please people and well, this right here was he said this.
I guess they kind of dubbed it down to where people was like, oh man, it would be better if it had this. It would be better.
Well, it's not about better about this. It's just that we don't want to offend those people, or we don't want to offend those people or those people. So they try to, please everyone by just cutting things out, modifying stuff. I literally just was actually looking up on Disney Plus. If you stream stuff, there are modified versions of the original content a lot of times. Mm-hmm. Like I can't even remember what damn show there was. There was one show that's missing a complete season because they just took it out. Yeah. They take content out. They change voiceovers. Huh. I just watched Goof Troop.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so...
on Disney Plus?
Yeah, and there was an episode, at the end of the episode, I could swear that it was the end of the episode, and then they cut back into it, and actually, added a part to it that first of the voices sounded different, and it was like... No, you can't join in this because you're idiots. Or, they didn't say idiots or anything like that. But then it faded to black and then came right back in and it goes, never mind, just joking, come on.
What?
So essentially,
I'm gonna have to watch that now just to see that part.
Yeah, I was like, really? Was that in the original? I can't recall this here. It was just weird, and like I said, there's a lot of things that are modified. You remember in The Little Mermaid, the priest that looked like he had a boner.
Yeah,
they edited it out of it, so now it doesn't look like it anymore.
Oh, it don't look like that no more.
So they modify
stupid shit like that.
Yeah, so I guess they go, oh, people were saying this, so let's go ahead and modify it. Don't leave the shit alone. Just put it on there and leave the fucking shit alone.
It's funny. Or like on Lion King, where he lays down in that field, and it like you can see in the sky says 6.
So that one, it's interesting because technically it's supposed to say SFX.
Oh, is that what it's supposed to say?
Yeah, for the sound effects, I believe. Mm-hmm. But you just read it wrong because of them just fucking it up, essentially. So yeah, that's just goofing it up.
I love watching like YouTube videos of like stupid shit like that on Disney.
Yeah, there's a whole website just dedicated to that will tell you about all the modifications that they've done.
Or like on the original VHS copy of Little Mermaid, the fucking towers look like dicks.
Yeah, exactly. Essentially, Disney Plus and all the different streaming services and everything that takes content and then modifies it from the original just to please everybody is like, oh, that said this and it sounds a little, too inappropriate nowadays, so let's modify it. Quit doing that stuff. Preserve the stuff that you have. I'm okay with it when you make new content and you want to make it sensitive about it. Make it sensitive. That's fine.
Because people that grew up with it are going to notice.
Exactly. They're going to look at it and be like, well, that's not what that said. It's like, what
is that called? The Mandela effect or something like that?
I don't think that's it, but...
yeah, it is. Where you think they said something, but they didn't?
Well, okay, so... I don't think that...
Is that what it is?
I know. I don't know now. I'm not quite sure now.
It has to be. Like, you think you seen something or they said something, but you swore they did it, and it don't show up no more?
Sure, why not? But, so here's the thing. Like I said, just leave the content alone. Like, don't modify the fuck out of it. Do not take shit out. Do not... Like with Resident Evil 4, like I said, that's actually a modified version of this game where they took certain lines out of it.
Yeah.
Because I felt that it was inappropriate and stuff. But I'm like, really? I mean, you didn't think
so, They took a lot of things out because, like, I don't know what it is, but, like, on the first beginning, I remember on the original, you're riding in the car, blah, blah, the officer goes out to pee, and then he comes back in the car, and then you go to that cabin. They switch it up. You don't go to that cabin no more. It's like, what the fuck? I was so confused. That's probably why I don't like it, because it's different, and you get used to something, and you don't like change.
So, okay, so I will say that in the Resident Evil 4 remake, it is okay to do this when you have a remake. When you take a remaster or original content, do not do it. So on the remake, I can totally see where they, as a matter of fact, they totally changed some of the stuff in the game.
They did. Like, I ain't saying it's all bad. I just don't like the mechanics behind it. Like I said, like the dodge and all that. But like,
you should have played the demo before you bought the game, then.
No, I like Resident Evil 4. Why would I? I was gonna buy it either way.
But like I said, it's just one of my pet peeves of them changing shit. Now on the remakes, I have no problem with them changing things around a little bit.
Just to see something like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like it's when you when you remake a movie, you don't want it shot for shot.
No, not really.
When you remake a game, I don't want to play the same game over again if it's a remake.
You want to see something new.
Exactly. That's the reason why Final Fantasy VII, for example, was great, because it was based on the original game, but it was a lot of changes done to it, and it was good. So you can totally redo something and it'd be fine. But if you do the same thing,
they're remaking all of the Resident Evils.
Well, yeah, I highly doubt that they're going to redo 5 and 6.
I hope they do 5, man.
Really?
5 was so good.
So 5 and 6 were the least favorite ones out of all of them.
I love 5.
You're probably the only one.
Really?
Probably.
I loved it. I thought it was great.
5 was the one with co-op too, wasn't it?
Yeah. That's why I liked it.
But yeah, no, I don't see them remaking 5 or 6 personally.
I think 6 was the first one where you don't have to stand and shoot.
Besides the fact that 5 and 6 were originally on the PS3, I think. On the Xbox.
They did a PS3, Xbox 360.
Yeah. Well, that's what I meant. I would talk about that generation.
Yeah.
And everything that have been remaking has been usually like pre those systems, you know. So I don't see him going back to 5 and 6.
I hope they do. I think they need to, like, just because, like you even said, like, you know, you want to see something new. Maybe they can change them to make them a whole lot better than they were.
Yeah. Well, so I would actually argue that Resident Evil 0 got a remaster? Was it a remaster? Do you know which one I'm talking about, Resident Evil 0? It came out on the GameCube originally.
Was it GameCube or was it Dreamcast?
That's a good question now. I think that was GameCube. I want to say it was... I had it on the GameCube.
I have to look it up now.
I know I had it on the GameCube, and I loved Resident Evil 0. It was one of my favorites, actually. But when they did it for the PlayStation 4, it was just a remaster. I was hoping for them actually to remake it, and they could totally remake it in the newer style as they've been doing, and it would be great.
No, he was right. GameCube and Wii.
Wii? Huh. Well, yeah, okay, no, it came out on the GameCube first.
Platforms, Microsoft, GameCube, Wii, and then PS3.
Yeah. Oh, was it PS3, not PS4?
Nope.
Oh, shit.
Plus, they made like a...
I think they released it again.
I guess, I think they released it.
Like a remaster, not a remake,
like
but a remaster.
Like, here you go kind of thing.
But I wish they would actually do the treatment for Resident Evil 0. That would be great.
I don't think I've ever played that one.
It's great. I actually really enjoyed that one.
I need to take a look at that one. Which, I don't know, like, they're a little bit redundant. I mean, I think they're all about the same. Other than story-wise, but mainly they're about the same.
They're all about zombies and things like that. Yeah, I agree. But that's usually what, Resident Evil games are about, zombies.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, the base of it.
Okay, so let's move on from there. Since we've been talking about gaming quite a lot, I know you brought your little controller here, the DualSense Edge. You've been liking it?
I love it. I mean, other than it's a little dirty because what I do for a living.
Maybe wash your hands?
It's hard to keep my hands clean, man.
It's called soap.
It's called they get in my callus, man.
It's still called soap, I believe.
Okay, you try working on trucks all day long. Wash your hands. I'm guaranteed you won't freaking get the amount of smudge that I get off.
I would say you probably need a black controller instead of a white one.
I was thinking the same thing. I'll spray paint this son of a bitch.
So I will say that I kind of like it and I kind of don't.
It has its flaws. Don't get me wrong. The price is a little bit.
The price is definitely a fault on that one.
The price, I mean,
$200.
It's a lot, but like mostly what I do is COD gaming, and that's what it's good for.
When you say that, you mean Call of Duty, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was making sure it wasn't like some kind of fishing game.
I might be a redneck, but I don't like fishing game or NASCAR, okay? You can option that out.
When you say COD,
cod fish. I love cod fishing.
But, so the controller itself, for $200, it is essentially the original controllers with a few added buttons and restrictions on the shoulder buttons.
Right.
So the restrictions make no sense to me personally. The reason
the reason why they don't make sense to you, like I said, on Call of Duty, you get a response time of when you pull the trigger down and you're aiming and shooting. So what that does is limit that.
So for people that don't have too much strings in their finger, basically...
No, not that. Not that. It's like... So...
Well, so hold on a second. The reason why I say this is because PlayStation 5 games and the PlayStation controller is designed for adaptive triggers, okay?
I hate adaptive triggers, though.
See, I actually like it.
I don't like it.
It's a big selling factor for it, as a matter of fact. So the triggers on it, for example, in the game Returnal, have a great feature. And that feature, what it does is that it actually, when you pull the trigger, it will adjust depending on the weapon that you're using.
Are you sure that's in the right hole?
Maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, it is. At least that's what Yeah.
Okay, if I go to put my controller back together when I get home and it's not right, I'm gonna call you up.
Anyway, so when you pull the trigger on certain guns, it will go halfway down, and it will do shoot, right? Mm-hmm. But then it will stop, and then you can press it more, and it actually has another version of the same gun that shoots.
Huh.
So it actually has a dual function within the same trigger. Well, so you're now limiting this actually from the game because
not really, because you can just.
You barely have any leeway on pressing down when you put it all the way up. You have a little bit of trigger. This is how far, like, the amount that I'm pushing it down right now is about the same amount you would actually do for the first, on the first stage of that gun in Returnal. And then you would have to press it down further.
I understand what you're saying, that you lose that other option of the
gun. You totally lose a
function on that. Like, there's different options where you can choose.
Well, sure. But like I said, it doesn't make sense.
But the selling point for me was that like the triggers, just because Call of Duty gaming, it helps tremendously. And another thing that I really like about it, instead of spending $80 on a controller when you have stick drift, because there are some people that are pretty heavy-handed on their sticks.
I never had this issue with any of my consoles.
Really?
Really? Not a single one.
Because I had 3 PS5 controllers so far. I don't know what it is about theirs.
I have a coworker. I have a coworker on the PS4. Every controller that he had drift on it. I never had the problem on a PS4 controller.
My PS4 controller, I did not have a problem with. It just seems like these controllers I have a problem with. But like I said, on the stick drift thing, there's a button on the back of it where you can actually pull that plate off, and you can change the sticks. Well, the sticks are only $20.
Yeah.
So really, if you think about it, you're saving yourself a whole lot more money.
I can also buy new sticks myself and take the controller apart. And
but who wants to? Not a lot of people know how to do that.
It's not that hard. You can always watch a YouTube video and do it. It's really not that hard.
I know. I'm just saying, like, who wants to take their time and just be like, oh, I gotta put this back together. I gotta do this. Like, not a lot of people like doing that. So, like, the convenience of it is. Pull it, swap it out.
Yeah, I can see that for certain people be attractive to this.
Because me, yes, I can probably do it. I can, if I take the time and do it, I could probably do it. Yeah. But my thing is, I'm very impatient.
So the main thing on this controller is the back, the buttons, like the back paddles, that I think are the main appeal.
Well, go ahead. Sorry.
So but for $200, I would not spend $200 to get 2 buttons on the back. And then you also have the buttons underneath the joysticks that make, to me, personally, no sense at all.
The buttons on the joysticks are for personal use. So, like, you can map out the controller to the like I said, it's a pro controller pretty much. It helps you with first-person shooter games. So you can actually map out your sticks to, like, how fast, like, say the stick radius is right here. You can map it out and it'll be already touching the edge.
Yeah.
So it's like lower response time.
But to me, like, those buttons underneath, that's what really.
And then, like, say, instead of going in your menu, pressing this, changing your headset, like your volume, you can just hold this down, and then, like, you can just hold these down and turn it up, turn it down.
Yeah, and I can see some stuff, but I really do not use that much to justify those 2 buttons personally. But it's just something I personally, like, I will tell you, I spend, money on the PSVR 2, and that was more than the controller, but considering that the controller is $200 versus...
Yeah, but you got a controller in a video game kind of thing. But I'm just saying, like, video game as in you get more options. Blah,
sure,
blah.
Sure. Now, but here's one thing I'm going to show you real quick, what nobody else obviously would be able to see since this is audio. So you can actually buy it's not an attachment, but you modify the controller that you actually have already.
Like, I know that, but I know you could do all that stuff for mod it how you want it. But I'm just saying, I like this controller just because it's there.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about getting into your controller.
Yeah,
and doing all that.
So originally when I seen the controller, I was like, "Oh, that's great! I want to get one." And then when I seen the price, I was like, "No, I don't want to get one."
But like, there's pretty cool features about it. I'm still learning about it.
I think what is nice is that the back paddles on this are magnetic, actually. So that is a nice feature that you can take them off pretty easy.
See, that's one thing I like. Instead of like snap it in, snap it out, snap it in, snap it out, to where, or if you say you press too hard and it breaks, that's not the case. It's just like a separate button.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, there's pretty cool details in it. I just think it's well better built than the ones that they give you.
Yeah. I probably will actually get one of those kits that I was just saying where you have the back buttons, and I'm going to take one of my controllers apart.
I would like to see it. I would like to see that.
So
Though.
the company that actually makes those, they make a lot of neat little things. You can buy a light kit and stuff like that, so you can modify the controller, like have all the buttons light up in the front, for example.
That'd be pretty cool.
You all kinds of different shit that you can actually do.
But really, if you like, it's different. Like the buttons, like the D-pads and the button layout is different. Like instead of being white, like solid white, like how the other controllers is, it's black. But it's a cool looking touch. And then also on the triggers, like I said, it's a pro controller. Like you play different games than I do, like Call of Duty.
Yeah, I don't play fishing games.
Fishing COD. But anyways, like on the ends of these triggers, they actually have like grips on them, to where like if your hands are sweaty.
But that's like, something that I personally I can replace on my own controller, and right. I am more tech savvy.
Like people like me, since we go cod fishing, like I can thread a freaking bait, but I can't fucking, you know what I mean?
And another cool thing, by the way, so what I was saying with those add-ons, so instead of having 2 back buttons, you actually have 4 if you wanted to.
See, I mean, it would just, like, I don't know, like. But the thing is, can you turn colors? Can you turn it off though?
Yes, you can customize them, so you can actually set the different buttons to it and all that stuff. You can do different customizations.
Okay, if you get that and I play with it, I'm probably gonna buy it. Give you my own, buy the setup. I'll have you do it because I'm not very good. I tried taking apart one of my PS5 controllers. I fucking broke the stick on it, and. Like, shit like that, because, like...
So, the thing is, with this add-on that you can get, you have 2 different options that you can do, right? So, if you do not want to... if you don't need to actually remap the touchpad, like the button on the touchpad right here, and like L3 and R3, then you don't have to do any soldering. It just clips in, basically. And you just have to replace, like, a little board inside of it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If you want to remap like L3 and R3 and or any of those, then you have to do a little bit of soldering. What is not really that hard. You just have to have a soldering iron and just tap it off a little bit.
Like I understand like you can do it like that way cheaper, but my point of view,
$40 for this one right here.
I know, but my point of view is like people don't really know how to do that stuff. Or yes, there's YouTube. Yes, there's YouTube, but not. Okay, so like, do you like go to YouTube how to wipe your ass?
Some people might do.
But I'm just saying, like,
I smelled some funny people. They may actually have a tutorial on that one.
Like, I'm a mechanic. Okay, like,
do you need a video on how to wipe your ass?
No, I'm just saying, like, I'm a mechanic, so like
I got a bidet in there if you don't want to wipe it.
Well, you fuck off on the wiping ass thing. I might have to try that before I leave, though. I went to my wife's sister-in-law's house the other day. They told us to come over there because they cooked. Well, they had a bidet, and I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." So I had to pee, so I went to go pee, and I was like, "What is this?"
You didn't turn it on while...
I did. I did. I figured. I was like, "What does this button do?" And that fucking thing squirted in my damn face. I was like, "Oh god dang!"
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, then I was like, "What?" I wonder what this does, and it like sprayed a little bit. I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." Then I fucking turned it up all the way, and it said, "Whoa."
Oh, that's good shit.
Yeah, it sucked.
Well, I recommend not to turn it on if you're just staring at it.
Thanks for the advice. I'll call you next time. But no,
that's super easy to put in.
I don't
it's
know.
just
like I said, I'm a mechanic, and I have I get impatient. Okay, like we like.
I mean, technically, I'm a mechanic too, but in a different way.
Oh my god! Here we go.
Electronics versus cars. What
trucks?
Cars.
Big trucks. They go vroom.
Do you go room?
But no,
so you go to work and just go vroom, 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 vroom.
That's so cool, man. Can I press the horn? But no, I'm just saying, like.
Didn't you blow a tire out before?
I did. So that wasn't my fault, okay? So the sidewalls get weak, and it's a long story. Well, anyways,
give me the short story.
I'll give you a short story. So it was my first month there. Like this before I even knew anything. So I was airing it up. I wanted to go.
Before you were able to walk.
Fuck off. So anyways, I was airing it up, turned the air valve on, whatever, and then you can sometimes walk away and you have enough time to go back and check, see how much air.
Go watch a movie or something.
Yeah, sure. Take a fucking nap or whatever you want to do. But anyways, I went to go get me a drink of water, and at that time, boom! I was like, oh, good dang.
Nobody was close to it, was it?
No.
Okay, good, God. Because it's fucking dangerous right there.
Thank God.
That can kill someone.
Yeah. So they grow bubbles. I don't know if you ever seen a bubble in a car tire or whatever. But if you put a football next to that bubble, the power, when it blows, the power is so powerful, it will actually sling that football 3 football fields.
Well, yeah, I mean, you essentially, you're snapping not only the rubber, but also everything that's built inside of that to prevent it from actually snapping.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. So it's pretty dangerous. I mean, I've been doing it for a while, so you can hear when it's about to go.
Now we're also talking about the same guy right now that mounted my tires on my car when you changed the tires on my vehicle.
Okay, they were directional. Okay, I didn't know that.
But you know what's funny about that? So since then, I had a different vehicle since then, obviously. But every time I get my car tires changed, they mount the tires the wrong directions.
Really?
Yes, it doesn't matter where the fuck I go. Apparently, people do not.
Now, some vehicles are different. Like, yes, I mounted yours wrong. I'm sorry for that. Like, I was new. Like, I worked at Walmart, dude. Okay, I was like new. Like, I didn't know nothing.
But you've only been there for a few months, and you put some tires on since then. So that wasn't your first
I was new because I didn't really pay attention. I was eager.
I will tell you that most people don't pay attention. Even the people at the car dealer don't pay attention to the shit.
No,
because so what happens is that when you have directions on the thread on the tire, they're designed to basically go forward and
but
catch
this is where I'm going to get you at. Like some vehicles actually don't go forward, if that makes sense. I mean, like the tread pattern is better when you go backwards.
But hold on a second. The problem that I will mention right now, and that happened to me the last 2 fucking times at the car dealer and at a tire place, as a matter of fact. So when the right side of the vehicle, the thread is showing in the right direction. On the left side, it's pointing backwards, because what happens when they put the tires on is that they will put all 4 tires on at the same time. They're all pointing in the same direction because they're putting them on.
But they probably got them backwards.
And so 2 of them are going to be backwards because they have to put them on the opposite side, obviously. So what the fuck?
But I got 6 years in between that now. I mean, I had 2 months. But this is like cars. So like right now I'm a diesel mechanic. I'm doing way much more than I used to. But anyways, like even on truck tires, like steer tires, you got directional tires, but however, you can actually swap them.
Yeah, but don't put them like one side right and the other side the other right.
Well, no. I'm just saying, like you could put.
I'm not a car mechanic. I can tell you, don't do this. Okay, I don't work on cars.
It will ruin the balance. Okay,
exactly. Well, not only that, but the reason why the thread is made in a certain way is because when you're driving on
because it eats at the road, it like kind of.
Well, let's say there's water on the roads, okay? So they're designed to push the water
away.
Like exactly. So they are pointing in a certain way so that it can actually push the water better. So now the right side does it correctly, the left side does it incorrectly. So you have an off balance on that as you're actually driving. It blows my mind that most mechanics that do this shit don't pay attention to fucking thread on the tire.
Well, see, like I said, like I was new. I didn't know any better. I mean, I could have paid attention more, but now that I got the information,
since I bitched at you,
yeah, that too. I've actually, you know what? Every time I put on a steer tire or something like that, I'm like, I better not put it on backwards because of that incident. I don't want to look stupid again. but like I was saying, on like truck tires and car tires are way different. So like on steer tires, you can make them go backwards, but they have to drive forwards for a little bit. Like Michelin tires, like you can make them. Say you put everything on right, whatever, and you drive, let's say, 20 to 30,000 miles. You can actually swap them, and it'll actually even out the tread.
Yeah, I can see that. It's kind of like rotating your tires. I mean,
right.
But
same. You can do that too. Yeah. You can just swap them, whatever.
Yeah. Now, do you have any funny stories or anything like that that you have to do?
I would just say truckers are really freaking nasty. So, like, especially the Arabs and stuff, they're totally nasty. So, I had to go inside of a truck it was an oil change. Pulled him in, whatever, get his keys, take them, put them in a box, whatever. Well, anyways, I get under there. I smell something rank. I'm like, oh my god, what is that smell? Look like mud. It's not mud, guys. It's fucking shit. They cut a hole in their cab. They put a bucket in the middle of the cab because they run in twos. So they're constantly running. Well, anyways, so they cut a hole in their cab. They put a bucket in front of that hole. They shit on the transmission.
So it's hot shit.
Yeah, pretty much. It's hot shit. I just tell them to go at that point because it's more hazardous. I can't.
Well, yeah, that's actually that's a safety hazard, as in like health hazard.
Yeah. So like they shit on the transmission. Another nasty.
That's a shitty situation.
It really is. So another nasty thing is, I had this woman come in. She was like broke down in the parking lot. She was yeah, blah blah. My truck won't start. Keeps on breaking down, and well, I switch some relays around, whatever, and it starts. Well, I get her in the bay, and I was like, okay, cool. Well, COVID just hit. This is when it happened. COVID just hit, so I was if I didn't want to go in a vehicle and work on it, I could be like, oh, COVID, I can't be in your vehicle. Well, I was gonna go in her vehicle, so I opened the door. Smell like straight up cats. She had a box of newborn kittens, 12 fucking adult cats, and 12! I counted them all! 12, man! They're all in the fucking front of the cab. I'm like, oh my god. I was like, 1, 2, 3. I was like, 12. It was so fucking gross.
Oh, I'm glad you can count to 12.
I know, me too. I can barely count to 5. But yeah, there's 12 fucking cats in that vehicle. I was like, ah, dang. And like, I'm surprised DOT don't say anything about that, but they're supposed to. Like, especially like I said, truckers are nasty. then they complain, oh, we're the backbone of the country. Well, motherfucker, you're pretty nasty. I don't give a fuck. But anyways, like, I've had people with fucking junk all in the front of their dash, in front of the windows, and yeah, it's pretty bad. But it's a job. Pays the bills.
That's right. All right. Well, I would say we call it a night on this one.
Me too. I'm getting a little bit sleepy.
Sleepy. Didn't you tell me you don't go to bed until 6 a.m.?
Hey, we're not going to talk about that.
It is not even 11 p.m. yet, and you're sleepy. You still have 7 hours to go, my friend.
I know it.
What are you going to do the next 7 hours?
I don't know. Be my wife, make my meat. We'll see.
All right. Well, it was good joining. You joining
It was
today.
nice talking to everybody that listens. Hopefully we can do this again sometime.
If anybody wants to send in any recommendations for any movies or anything like that we should watch or talk about or anything else, questions or concerns, comments, whatever, you can write us at theuncircumcisedpodcast@gmail.com. Until the next time, goodbye.
See ya.